Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
At the 29-yard line.
Second and 6, just inside the 30.
Check back, check back. Race don't trap,
Mariota to throw it. He's got Freeman here. It's complete. 12 yards that time, and a Bills first down.
I like it. I like it. I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so. It gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it, and really gets them amped up as they go forward.
Benardrick McKinney there to make the stop. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on second down.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Let's go deep, tighten up. One. Shit. One.
Mariota. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Carl Lawson in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Well, competition comes up in so many different ways, and right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. How about 5 sacks last week? We just saw their first one of this game.
To throw is Mariota. Gets it off to Freeman.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
Now Jordan Berry on to kick this one away. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like.
Hey, come on. 59. Defense wins championships, baby.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. Now that sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 15-yard line.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Now Haskins to throw on second down. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
On third down, Haskins. Looking deep for Hilton. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. And that's a throw he'd like to have back. Now fourth down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Taken in at the 22. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for. Is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay. Yeah. I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
Well, you know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's two different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position, where are we going to be and what do we need to get? And then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride. Can they win some games and feel better about themselves despite the fact they have no shot at the playoffs?
Yeah, he's able to get most of what he needed on the carry there. 7 yards on the gain, and it's 3rd and 2 now.
Mike. Blue 18. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Watch the twitch. Watch the twitch.
From the shotgun, it's Mariota. And that is incomplete.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions to start this thing. And this will be taken at the 13. Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Now this time he'll look to throw. And a big loss here as he's taken down. He probably feels like he cannot get a break. He was sacked 7 times last week. And here we go again in the first quarter.
And we always talk about the internal clock of a quarterback in the pocket and how he has to have a real keen sense of it in order to get rid of the football. After being sacked 7 times last week, that clock has been sped up.
Now Haskins. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down. Here's Drew Kaiser now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. That's fielded at the 8-yard line. 12 yards on the return that time. And that will come the offense as they take over. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
Throwing on 2nd down. Mariota. That'll be caught by his tight end, Ian Thomas. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
On 3rd down, Mariota. And he is going to wind up losing yardage here, as that will take us to the end of the first quarter play. The Bills with the football as we start quarter number 2. They are, however, facing a 4th down situation. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40.
At their own 37-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And this is their third drive. Right now, maybe not about points, just about getting something. They haven't gotten a first down yet in this game.
It's a mental barrier you don't think about until you go a couple of drives without getting a first down. Then all of a sudden it looms big. It gets harder and harder to actually attain that first down.
Elliott on first down going absolutely nowhere. He'll lose about 3 on the play. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. Play action. Haskins. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Michael Gallup, that's who he was looking for. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
I know the initial focus was on how far that pass was downfield, but how about the coverage on the play? Able to stay with him, get his hands where the receiver's hands were going to try and catch the ball, tips it up in the air, and knocks it away.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now Haskins, 3rd and long. And that will be incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. So far, they've had 3 drives, 3 punts. Not good.
Not good indeed, because you've got to have something to show for being out on the field. Now, sometimes, if you have a game where neither side has scored, 3 punts isn't a bad thing. But when you're trying to set the pace, get up on top in a game, you've got to show better offense and find a way to put some points on the board. Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Let's go, D.
On the read option, it's Mariota. Marcus Mariota, nobody's going to catch him. The 30, 20, 10, and all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Marcus Mariota, 77 yards, as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. The game had been pretty uneventful offensively until that big strike.
No doubt about it. Almost felt like they were just going back and forth a little bit in the first quarter. But in the second quarter, things ramped up a little bit. Things jumped up. And you're exactly right. Going to make a highlight film or two. We'll be watching that one later on today.
This one taken from the 7. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. The results for them so far not that great. Well, not good at all. 3 drives, 3 punts.
Yeah, and now what you're doing is you're looking at your play sheet, trying to figure out what you're going against defensively. I wonder, are they showing them something they haven't seen or anticipated in practice, and maybe that's throwing them off? Or do they just have to go to a different play calling section and try and run some offense that way?
They go play action now. Haskins, he's going to float this one deep right side. He's got it at the 15. And he does take it in for the touchdown, but a flag on the field, and I don't think this is going to stand.
Yeah, don't put the points on the board just yet.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Second down, Haskins. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. He was looking for Parker that time, and it's 3rd down.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field and it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense, because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
Open man is Anderson. That one good for 13 and a Raven first down. On first down, Elliott. Tackle made by Everson Griffin. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Haskins to throw it. Forced out to his left. And he's got Ezekiel Elliott. And he is down deep into Buffalo territory. It's a big play there for Baltimore. 42 yards. If there was one area that the coach emphasized in our pregame meeting, it was red zone offense.
In a sense, I got from it, and I think you did as well, they weren't real happy with how they were executing previously, so they put a lot of time and effort into it, because getting points is paramount. Doesn't matter what you do otherwise, don't leave the red zone without putting points on the board.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. On play action, Haskins. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. The Ravens on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 19. From the gun, Haskins on 3rd down. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however, and let's see what that's about.
Let's go. Ready? Hey, come on. 59. It's our time. It's our time.
They'll try to run it in with Elliott. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. They'll be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game.
And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. 2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Looking to throw, Haskins. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Ezekiel Elliott, his 9th touchdown of the season, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Well, he wasn't the guy they were initially going for, but after going through the progressions, it worked.
When you have plenty of people who can catch the football, you don't always have to go to your primary target, and sometimes that target is actually covered. Nice job coming off of that and getting it to someone who was open.
And the man out of the backfield gets in for the score. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. On 2nd down and 4, Mariota, and Thomas has it. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 16 yards there, and the Bills have a first down.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And across midfield he goes into Raven territory. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. From just shy of midfield, Mariota. And a quick throw here that's complete. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. They'll try to pick this up on the ground with Breida. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop him with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Mariota on 1st down. They'll set up the screen for Freeman. They hold him to only 2 there on the screen. It's 2nd down.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. Final play of the half here. Mariota. He's going to float this one deep right side. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. So a touchdown apiece. That's what we have to show at halftime as they head to the locker room. 7-7 our score. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, this is fielded at the goal line. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 21.
2nd and 9 now from the 21. This time Haskins will look to throw, and he almost intercepted it. They haven't picked the ball off yet. That probably should have been their first, and it's 3rd down now. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave them trying to convert on 3rd and 9. third down. Here's Haskins. And a throw there going to be incomplete. So a stop here defensively to start this third quarter. Just what's needed in a tie ball game.
Yeah, good chance to build back some momentum on the defensive side of the ball. In fact, what they've done is give their offense a nice push in the back as they get ready to take the field.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Their defense did its job, yielded no points. Now it's the offense's turn.
How much fun is that when you set things up to start a half, and you just tell you guys, hey, if you can shut them down, get it back for our offense, we can roll. And they played out perfectly. Now, can the offense do what they wanted to do at the half, which is find those weaknesses and now attack them and score some points.
And break this tie. On 2nd and 9, Mariota looking deep for Julio. And it's knocked away and incomplete. The former first-round pick Marlon Humphrey there to get a hand on it. So, Charles, tie game here. What are your keys as we continue to play this second half?
I know people think it's always trite when you say the same things over and over, but they're tried and true in the game of football. Who's going to block better? Who's going to tackle better? In this case, to me, it's turnovers. You've got to take care of the football in order to win the game.
Watch the whip. Three.
Mariota. Dancing to his left. He can run for it, and he will. And they'll hustle up to stop him well shy of the first, right around the 15. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th. Here's Jordan Berry now, standing just about on his own goal line. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And the punt goes out of bounds. Where will they put it? They'll put it just inside the 45-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12.
At the 41-yard line.
Here we go. 60 outlaw. 59. Mike to 59. You must be dreaming. Hustle. 59's Mike. 59's Mike. Check.
On 2nd down, here's Haskins. And his throw here's incomplete. Robbie Anderson, the man he was looking for. And it'll bring up 3rd down. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number. Not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense, they spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
And he's able to hook up with Michael Gallup. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. The Ravens get a new set of downs. Give them 17 on that pickup.
At the 42-yard line.
56. Mike, 56. Right there. 56.
On 1st down, it's Haskins. And Anderson's got it. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route. And what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing. And they got it done.
Well, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 27, and they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line.
Check. Watch 54. Hey, let's get this. Good dash. Go.
They'll start on the ground with Breida. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Breida. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Throwing is Mariota. He gets it to Thomas. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the first down marker. He'll get 7 yards there on the keeper, but still 4th down. Here's Jordan Berry now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. And that hurts. If it was running into the kicker, wouldn't be a first down. Roughing, it is a first.
And just think about the differences between the two. Running into the kicker almost feels inadvertent, just a small tap, so to speak. But when you rough him, usually bodies are hitting the ground and flying all different places. And the difference is 5 yards or 15. And in this case, that's a big play.
Now it's Breida. And able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
2nd and 5 now. Mariota. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 24-yard line. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 24.
Safety creep. Check 52. Rush in.
Out of the gun. They give to Freeman. And a good run as he manages 7 yards down to the 17.
Down at the 17-yard line. A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the Ravens' 17-yard line.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
Pick your game up. Check 4. One. Bang. Check 1.
On 2nd down, a run with Breida. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Matt Breida, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Bills have taken the lead. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. They start on the ground with Elliott. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. That one good for 13 and a Raven first down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They keep on the ground with Elliott. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Here's Haskins. Into the hands of his receiver, Anderson. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Over 30 yards there. And first downs on 3 consecutive plays now. Off the play fake. Here's Haskins. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. It's Desmond Trufant. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
It's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept the pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he had made it all the way to the end zone. This week he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
Watch it, watch it, patch it. Shift. That's the one. One.
A handoff to Breida to begin the drive. And this is going to double their room to maneuver, able to get it from the 5 to the 10-yard line. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
They run again with Breida. And a short gain here across the 10 to the 12. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves them with a 3rd and 3. A tight game like this, such a tough spot for the offense to be in. Even though they have the lead, Charles, back up so close to their goal line, they got to protect the football.
And that's when you have to take care of your team with play calling as well. Not a lot of misdirection, not a lot of counters, not a lot of plays where you have extra ball handling. Get it right to the hands of your running back, tell him to take care of the ball, and try and move forward.
On 3rd down, Devontae Freeman. Continuing to fight for more. 10 yards, good enough for a Buffalo first down. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Check 15. He's coming. We got double up.
On 1st and 10, here's Mariota. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Trey Flowers, the former Arkansas Razorback, in there to get him.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Mariota now. And an alley to run. And avoids the contact by sliding. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
3rd and long here for Mariota. Flushed out right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. On 1st down, here's Breida. And he'll get a little over 2, maybe a full 3 down to the 32-yard line. They had the huge play last time. Here it is a much smaller gain of 2.
It's 2nd and 8 at the Ravens' 32-yard line.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Mike 55, Mike 55. Hey, eat. Stay with your man.
Now Mariota. Eluding the pressure right. He'll try and run it. We've got a one-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. They're facing a critical 3rd down now as they try to hold on to this lead. On 3rd down, a run from Breida. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards. It's 1st and goal, and a late touchdown at this stage could officially salt this one away.
Check. Undercut. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. One.
Once again, they run with Breida on 1st down. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Buffalo. Matt Breida with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Bills will add on to their lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And it's now 21-7. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Haskins. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked by Deontay Thompson. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. All smiles and high fives on that defensive sideline. That interception will cap off what was truly a tremendous performance.
Yeah, if you can hold a team to 7 points in the NFL, that's the kind of day that you feel really good about. Now, I do know a few guys are going to think to themselves, held them to 7. If we'd made one more play, could have had our shutout.
Get wide.
They run with Breida. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Here's Breida. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Here's Mariota. Oh, he's going to go for it all. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. Mariota to throw it. And down he goes. A sack. They sack him back. But able to shake free and get home for the sack.
On the ready. 59, Mike. Check, 59. Man out, man out, man out, man out.
One final shot for Haskins. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. So it's a victory here for the Buffalo Bills. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second-half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for the Bills, it's a second win on the year now as they move to 2-8. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to the Windy City to take on the Bears. Meanwhile, for Baltimore, it was a game they really needed as they drop back to 4-6. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week.
conversation, ain't got time for no debating. It's for the taking, no hesitation. Don't try my patience. I'ma pour out one for the set, boy, till there's nothing left. On a run to the bread until we all got them baguettes. Hear them footsteps coming, cause we coming for the check. We ain't gon' run, no we don't hide. I can never switch, not a day in my life. Long as my dogs stay by my side. Yeah, we gon' ride till we die, die, die. We ain't gon' run, no we don't hide. I can never switch, not a day in my life. As long as my dogs stay by my side. Yeah, we gon' ride till we die, die, die.
Mm-hmm.